Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the EICJ Records Hour on agaperadio.org. I'm your host for this evening, Stead the Entertainer, and to my left, I have the GSEP.
What's up?
Soul D.
Good afternoon.
And Miss Kira Santos.
Hey.
For this hour, what we want to do is we want to introduce y'all to the team, the family, and basically we're going to play some music of theirs and, get you guys familiar with who EICJ is, what we do, where we go, and who we support and all that. So basically I'm going to kick it off with the president of the company, Mr. GSEP, and he's going to give you a little testimony of his life and all that. And, we're going to have a good time from there. So GSEP, kick it off.
Okay, a little bit about myself. As everybody knows, I do music, but in my life, I never really knew what music was or really anything about it. This all started at the end of high school in 2009. I graduated and I went down to Miami, Florida, in Dade County to Barry University. And basically, when I went down there, I was going down there like with Christian beliefs and stuff, but accepting God in like a 6-month time frame from back home because of the people I was hanging out with and stuff. I kind of felt that I was saved just because of the people I was hanging out with. It wasn't any like drug dealers. It wasn't people that were doing bad things and stuff. So I kind of felt, all right, I'm saved. So by going down to Miami and stuff, I had a big head on my shoulders about being a Christian, basically thinking that nothing can tempt me, nothing can blind me from his word. But going down there and stuff, in like the first 2 weeks I was down there, I started going to parties, doing drugs, doing just other things like that, and to know that how easy it was for the devil to blind me. And yeah, so like the devil blinded me in that 2 weeks. And as I thought my flame and my fire for God was like so big, it was just a mere candle to the devil and stuff, because they would blow it out so easily. And I started going through addictions, like I was addicted to ecstasy, which is a certain kind of pill, and I just smoked weed and I did other things like that. And me being down there really opened my eyes to a lot of things, like music, because I was meeting a lot of people that were doing music, but obviously for the wrong reasons. They were more so doing it for the reasons like drugs, drinking, alcohol, sex, and other things like that, like of temptation. And those were like the first couple of lines I actually used to write about, was just things like that. And I remember one day I was doing drugs and stuff, and I called one of my best friends from back home that I grew up with. His name is John McNeil. And he's my neighbor growing up. I knew him since I was like 3 years old. And I called him up and I was telling him like what I was doing, and he said a couple words that really changed my entire life and whole aspect of what a Christian was and stuff, because I never heard it before. And he said, I'll pray for you. And when he said that, my whole life just flashed before my eyes, and seeing what I was really doing, how I was hurting all these other people. And instead of me turning back to God or turning to him to cleanse me, to like renew what I was doing, I turned more towards even more to the devil's voice, and I wanted to actually commit suicide. Coming back home for that Thanksgiving and stuff, that was going to be the last time I was going to see my family, and basically saying my last goodbyes. And when I went there, I had a youth group I was going to from before, and there was a youth pastor, Mike Vieira, who was my older youth pastor, and he preached about something that night, and talking about taking off your mask and being real to yourself and not try to be fake to fit in with other people around you, but to basically open your eyes to God's light. When I heard that, like, it really spoke right to my soul and really right to me when I was sitting there just listening to this sermon. And instead of me going back to stay there and to commit suicide, I actually packed up all my stuff and came back home. Coming back home and stuff was a hard thing too, because I still had that addiction. I was going through like a relapse and going through like a hard time trying to get the intoxication of me basically out of me. And remember like staying up like 3 in the morning, like waking up around 3 in the morning, having like these like crazy chills and stuff, and feeling like I was basically gonna die right there. But it was just my body like fiending for that drug again. And I knew I could have just called up anybody else. Maybe I would have known that was living around me that I could have got that drug, but I didn't. I started praying, and I started hearing a voice in my head basically telling me things like about what I was doing. And for some reason, I picked up a pen and just started writing everything down. And right there, I started making music, and that's kind of how music became a part of me, and how like I can basically retrieve God's voice and put it onto paper. Yeah, my first song that I ever made and recorded was "God is Supreme." So it wasn't anything like like amazing or anything like that, but it definitely had a lot of meaning of what I was going through, and a lot what God was telling me right through my head and through the Holy Spirit and stuff to start recording.
Well, definitely, GSEP has a great testimony, and there's quite a few out there that's dealing with drugs, alcohol, and all that. So, just take what he said and just listen to it. Open up your heart. You also, if you feel like you need prayers, we can also help you with that. So, GSEP, you have a project in the mix. You have the MOB mixtape out. And, you have another one coming up. Would you like to talk a little bit more about the MOB mixtape before we kick it over to Soul D?
The MOB mixtape, I like a lot just because what MOB means, before I start going any further, is mission of believers. I believe that everybody in this world has a mission. People that are doing the wrong, they still have a mission in life and is getting money and all those things like that. But my mission in life is to basically help those people and to get them away from that mission to put it on the same kind of track and path that God wants us on. And the whole mixtape, I love a lot of Sister Kiera basically on it. She sings a couple of tracks, and then Graham, or Soul D, he's on it. And just amazing, the whole project and stuff. I had like a great time doing it and stuff. It is a mixtape, so you'll be able to get it for free download. And then my next album that I'm going to be in the making, and it's called Uplifted, which I'm really, really excited because it's a completely different side of me that I've ever even seen. And I know Steven Stedman and a lot of other people that have started hearing a lot of it. It has a lot more of an R&B kind of feel. I'm singing a lot more into it. Still has the hip hop in it, but I mean, it's just like a lot more uplifting considering why it was called Uplifted. Coming up with the name was kind of a struggle too, because I was going through a lot of different things of like take flight to taking flight, and then out of nowhere I remember just sitting up one night just praying to God and stuff, not really like praying about the album or anything, but kind of just asking him to like uplift me through like rough times that I might be going through, or uplift people that are going through that rough time that I'm sitting there praying for. And right when I said uplifted, it kind of just stuck in my mind. I waking up the next morning and I knew right then and there that was exactly what I wanted to call my album. But one of the tracks that you can also find on YouTube and stuff is called Vibin' Out. That's the first single. I love the song a lot just because it really speaks a lot about just how everybody thinks that Christians are always like in the church or doing something else, but really like we're same people as everybody else on the streets. We're not doing those same exact things, but we're all vibing out. We're all having a good time with our friends, praising God. And it's basically about like a whole track and stuff. It's basically just having a great time with your friends and also just living the Christian life, like the lifestyle. Because I don't consider it a religion, because I don't look at it being a set of rules that we have to like do this. We're like, we know we have to do it, but it's our choice. So I consider it more of a lifestyle.
So basically, you guys are probably tuning in and saying, "What are these guys doing on this web?" Basically, EICJ Records want to take over agaperadio.org for 1 hour, promote our music. Plus, it's not just about us. We would like to, we're going to do on something a little bit more to get on here maybe once a week. So that's in the works, and it doesn't have to be just us. It could be anybody out there who's an independent artist, because we are an independent label. Everything comes from these hardworking guys and girls, basically, and we just love to hear new music, love to hear other people. So you can also, if you're interested, joining us on the show, you can hit us up at music@EICJrecords.com, put some information in, and then we can probably get back to you. So I'm going to kick it over to my man, Soul D. He has a project coming up. He has a mixtape coming out. And, we look forward to hearing some music from him, too. So, Soul D, kick it off.
Thank you. How y'all doing, my brothers and sisters in Christ? It's your boy Soul D, a.k.a. Abraham. The acronym Soul D, S-O-U-L-D, stands for Student of Understanding the Lord's Direction. I'm only 17. I know I may look a little older, but basically everything that I try to do from here point on, from my past to now, I try to just focus on trying making a change for youth and everyone in the community, because most of what I see and most of what I know living in my generation and my age is that we got a lot of messed up people out there. We got a lot of things going wrong. We got a lot of people doing things they know they shouldn't do, and yet they call themselves Christians. But it's not our job to judge. The only person that can ever judge any of us is God. So the only thing that I can say is that being a Christian, if you know you want to serve God, then you got to learn how to live the lifestyle. And that's what we're all trying to do. That's what we're all learning how to do. That's why I call myself a student. I wish I could tell you that I grew up in a very nice home my whole life and on my way to Harvard or whatever like that, but my story actually begins in Newark, New Jersey, where I was born to two parents who actually gave me up, and they left me in the hospital, me and my twin brother, basically to die. They were addicted to drugs themselves, heroin. They had contracted HIV, which by that time was turning into AIDS. So we were born really, really sick at the time, me and my brother, and they just had no power nor will to try and hold on to us. Whether they had believed in God or not, I'm pretty sure that God had a hand in what he did with my life, because I know that had I been there, still living with them, who knows where I would have ended up right now, but I most certainly wouldn't have been on Agape Radio talking to y'all right now. God actually placed in my life a beautiful woman named Sylvia Ann Mead, who had adopted me and my twin brother, and later had adopted my little brother as well, who also had a family that had given him up. And we had grew up in the admiration and fear of the Lord, listening, reading Bible scriptures at 3 years old, trying to learn Bible scriptures, going to churches. At that time, I was more Pentecostal, speaking tongues and stuff like that. But at the age of 5, when I was 5 and when my little brother was 3, my mom passed away from cancer. And the devil thought he had me then, too, as well, because they didn't know where I was going to go. Nobody knew what was going to happen to us 3 boys. And my mom had an older daughter. She was old enough. She already had her own daughter at that time. And she was raised in the admiration and fear of God as well. She was a stunning image of my foster mother. She was exactly like her. So she had taken guardianship of us, even though she knows she didn't have to. She did anyway, and tried to move us out into a better city to get a better life. But along with that came a price, because I ended up meeting people that had led me down wrong paths, sexual things, weed, alcohol. I never smoked or drank, but I was around that, and I wanted to fit in with those kind of people, even though I know I shouldn't have. And cursing and fighting and all those things that you could ever possibly judge a person on, I was almost doing almost all of it. And going into church every Sunday like I was perfect, like I had it all together, and people telling me I was destined for great things. But at that time, I'm like, I don't believe any of it, because if you could see what I did during the weeks before I came to church, then you would think, what is wrong with this kid? But something in me changed around the time when I started getting a job. 17, trying to get some money in my pockets, working at Target. I was a little shy boy at first, but I had ran into Stedman, who was also working there at the time, and I was singing, and he heard me, and he told me he wanted to do something with me. He wanted to get started with something with me. At the time, I'm like, all right, like I don't know what he's about, so I didn't know what was gonna happen. He asked me what kind of music I wanted to do, and I told him, I said, um, it was a choice between R&B and B and Christian music, and I told him Christian, just something in me told me just to tell him Christian. And he looked at me, he smiled, he said, that's good because that's exactly the kind of music that I do. So in itself, there was a blessing right there. God already had plans for me. Started out singing a feature song with G-Sep, and then from then on stemmed a long, beautiful relationship with these guys that I have grown to love. Kiera jumped in like a couple months after that, and we've been making moves ever since. But one thing that I can say is that I'm a misfit, guys. We're all misfits as Christians because we are in the world, but we're not of the world. So everybody that's of the world is circled around us, and they have us on a microscope because they have us under a microscope because they want to see us fall. They say we say we're Christians, but we're acting like everybody else. So all that I can say is just like for all those people out there that just struggling, trying to figure out what God they serve, who they serve. Look at me. When society had written me off, telling me I wasn't gonna make it, the place where I'm from, I wasn't gonna make it. My parents, I wasn't gonna make it. Being adopted, I wasn't gonna make it, and I've never been doing better than I am right now. I'm getting my grades up, got A's and B's in school, on my way to college. Kiara's doing the same thing over here. We just G-Sep and Stedman are getting their music and their money right, and we're all just trying to make moves with God, and it's an amazing thing. And I just want to say that we're misfits, and we're doing it for Christ. So don't be ashamed of being a misfit, because that's what it's all about. God bless you.
Well, you heard from Soldi, you heard from G-Sep. We're going to take a little break. We're going to kick out some music from Soldi and G-Sep. And basically, and then when we come back, we're going to have a little chat with Miss Kiera Santos. So basically, we're going to kick it off with G-Sep's off of the MOB mixtape, Ready to Go. I was hoping he jumped in. You know, we freshen you with this camera thing going on. So, you know, give us a minute. We'll warm up.
Do I look all right? Am I okay?
MOB, Ready to Go. You know, you want to talk a little bit about Ready to Go?
I like you don't have it? No.
Well, until we find Ready to Go, we're gonna go kick it off to another one. Which other one would you like, brother? The whole mixtape is great.
Dope.
It's dope, yeah. That was told to us over the weekend. We was at the Kingdom Choice Awards over the weekend, and we handed out a couple CDs, and I'm getting Iron back and Facebook chat back saying that the mixtape was dope, was great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the whole mixtape is good. So, I mean,
like MOB then.
MOB. So you want to talk a little bit about MOB, what MOB stands for? Where did you get the idea for the song MOB?
It's called Mission of Believers. The song, basically, like the whole idea of it, again, was just basically showing that everybody has a mission in life and stuff. And as me being a believer of God and a believer of the Word and stuff, my mission is basically to spread it throughout the world. And just by doing that through my music. That's basically it. I mean, like, this song I like a lot.
So after MOB, you're going to hear Misfit, because Soul D was talking about being a misfit. You know, so I think they should play, we're going to play Misfit after MOB. So explain them, other than what you explained a little bit a while ago about Misfit.
Misfit, I basically try to incorporate my life into music to show people that you shouldn't be ashamed of calling out God's name, because God is the person that is going to help you out no matter what you're going through. And I can testify to that. G can testify to that. Stead, here, down. Everybody in this building right now can testify to that. At some point in time, God is helping him out. The minute he calls, he may not be there when he's going, but he's always right on time. And just the simple fact that some Christians really They say they love God when they're in church, but outside, they're not talking about it. Like the minute something bad happens, the first name you call is it. So just don't be ashamed of calling out God's name. It's alright to be who you are without having to change yourself as well.
So here we go. We got MOB, we got Misfit on the EICJ Hour on agaperadio.org. I'm Stead the Entertainer. We're going to kick it off. We're going to enjoy the music. The kid. And
you're going to enjoy it.
Wow.
Amplify the word, yeah, all the
No acts of vengeance. This war is
We going Christian mafioso. We ain't killing out here. That's a no-no. We bringing life to the streets. What you know, bro? Strapped with the word. Yeah, that's a go-yo. This that mob music, that mob music, that mob music, mission of believers. This that mob music, that mob music, that mob music, mission of believers. I'm on a mission to spread his name, like in Mark 16 verse 15. The gospel's what I proclaim. I used to want all the fame, but now I give my glory to Christ, man. No more pain, no more stressing. John 3:16, believe in him and you will have eternal life in heaven. So I give my praise to him 24/7, never resting, I ain't slowing down. Amplify the word, yeah, all around. I'm talking like surround sound, and I'ma drown out all these lies. Wash away the old, you like being baptized. Temptation comes in every form of disguise. Yeah, your friends are close, but your enemies are creeping closer. You gotta keep your composure and take the word non-stop like an overdoser. So I play the background and give Christ full exposure. We going Christian mafioso. We ain't killing out here. That's a no-no. We bringing life to the streets. What you know, bro? Strapped with the word. Yeah, that's a go-yo. This that mob music, that mob music, that mob music, mission of believers. This that mob music, that mob music, that mob music, mission of believers. All these people living for the green, but it has them in the blues. Once you die, all those millions you will lose. So I give you an offer you can't refuse. Life I will always choose, my first and only choice. Philippians 4:4, in his name I will rejoice. He will forever exist in my music, through my voice, and turn these people away from the suicide doubt. No Rolls Royce, another day, another life to save. Before that second year is carved in your grave. So we will battle like David and Goliath, and the sin will be slain, and begin to start a new path to pave, a path of life that Christ has gave, and keep going till the end of days. I'm going in, roll up sleeves. This mission is here for anyone who believes. We going Christian mafioso. We ain't killing out here. That's a no-no. We bringing life to the streets. What you know, bro? Strapped with the word. Yeah, that's a go-yo. This that mob music, that mob music, that mob music, mission of believers. This that mob music, that mob music, that mob music, mission of believers.
Many times we see ourselves walking away from God, doing things we know we shouldn't do, forgetting who we are. So the question is, who are you? See, that's the question that I'm asking. Why would you wanna leave this life that's so fantastic? Don't fight the truth and you will let it be, cause God's just trying to show you who you were meant to be. Who are you? Jesus. Let go. I'm about to tell you how it is. Okay, I've seen you before. but you don't even come out to the church anymore. You lost yourself, thinking you grown, but you see in this world you can't make it on your own. He promised never to leave you, never leave you alone. Soon after some rough times, man, you just stop coming home. Can't even reach you by the phone. The streets is where you roam, with the druggies and the prostitutes, the devil's very own. In and out of jail, on your way to hell, with the devil on your shoulder. Well, that explains the smell. Trying to be down with the girls, now you got 2 kids looking for work. Do you remember me? You should have. I remember you in the choir right in the front. Yeah, you remember too. I'm your brother. When you need me, man, I'm here for you. We serve God, so let me make it clear to you. It's alright, don't fight God, just let it be. Some point in time, man, you lost your identity. So who are you? See, that's the question that I'm asking. Why would you wanna leave this life? It's so fantastic. Don't fight the truth and you will let it be. Cause God's just trying to show you who you were meant to be.
Trying to bring back my memory, cause I can see I lost all my identity. When I look into the mirror, can't even recognize the real me, who I be or what I see. Cause I got so much confusion from the life I'm losing and the path I'm choosing. Not knowing which one is wrong or right or wrong. Not knowing which path is weak or strong. Not knowing which one I can put my weight on without me breaking through. I'm calling out to you, please God, I just wanna live true. I'm done doing what I used to do, done being how I used to be. Please just come and get me, please help me, so I can finally find my true identity.
See, that's the question that I'm asking. Why would you wanna leave this life? It's so fantastic. Don't fight the truth and you will let it be. Cause God's just trying to show you who you were meant to be. Yeah, he's trying to show y'all who y'all were.
How y'all doing? How you doing? Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is the EICJ Records Hour on AgapeRadio.org. We're taking over 1 hour on AgapeRadio.org. I'm Stead the Entertainer, G-Sep, Soul D, Carrie Santos. And man, you just listened to Identity. We had a little technical difficulty. We were talking about misfits, so next time we come through next week or something, we'll have the misfit for you. But definitely, I want to kick it off, and I want to talk about Miss Cara Santos. Before I talk about me, I want to talk about them because they are the team. They're the family. Without them, EICJ Records would just be me. And I don't rap. I don't sing. I could dance, but I don't think we want to go there. Maybe the old time shuffle or something. But
liturgical dancer.
Yes, thank you.
And he sings in Spanish.
So this Cara Santos, she came on the board with the team in the middle of this year, and I mean, when you hear everywhere we go, we get this little girl, powerful voice, and man,
see after the camera.
So when it comes to, when they say that, they don't mean by her size. They mean by that she is very powerful in everything that I hear people talk about. They get goosebumps. They get tears when they hear her sing. And, I mean, it's just chills running down your spine. I mean, Sunday, we videotaped her while she did the Star Spangled Banner. And, man, I was so proud to be an American.
Watch out, Whitney Houston.
Yes. So I'm gonna kick it off. Miss Cara Santos, she has an EP coming out. It's about 5 to 6 tracks. So you want to talk about the idea of your EP?
Sure. I just started writing recently Christian music. I always was into writing R&B, love songs, since I'm like a hopeless romantic. So I would write love songs, and I really didn't know what kind of music I wanted to do yet. I started singing back in middle school, doing middle school plays, little stuff. But then I started singing in church. I started doing songs for weddings. I started singing in parties, and little by little, my voice began to grow. And I was just like, whoa, where did this even come from? It became like unbelievable how amazing I just grew, and I just thought to myself, like, this can't be just me. Like, I'm pretty sure God gave me this voice, so I feel like it's only right to give it back. So I decided to do Christian music because I feel like he gave me this voice, and it's for him. I'm starting to write the EP now. Well, I'm finishing it up. I've recorded already some songs. And it's basically about like the life that I'm living, kind of in the ghetto now, the way people are living their lives, the way I see it, the way I view things. So my EP is basically all that put together, my truthful opinions about it and what I feel about it, but I'm using God to like inspire me, and he's really helping me with it a lot, so I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, that's basically how it's all started, and I'm working on it. I'm only 17 years old. I'm still trying to find myself in God, but I do believe in him, and he has done amazing things in my life. So yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Kara, you said God has done amazing things in your life. He's blessed you with a voice. You know, I mean, a lot of people out there are blessed with voices, but they don't want to use it towards God or anything like that. So, you know, what made you really, other than him blessing you with it, want you to use it towards God, want you to do this way instead of going the R&B way in the secular world? Because there's R&B in Christian world too.
What really made me go to it was the feeling that I would get when I would sing for God. It was like an unexplainable feeling I would get. It would feel very I would feel strong, I would feel peaceful, and I knew it was through God, and I just loved singing to him, and it just brought a feeling to me that was unexplainable, and I just knew like it was right. So that's basically how I started it.
And that's a blessing. I mean, if you have a voice, Sunday, church, she sang 2 songs for us in church, made people cry, you know what I mean? I'm not going to point out those people, but you know who you are. You know, so basically her voice is very talented, and Pastor Tracy said that if you want to start somewhere, start in a church. Start in a church, because the church will give you the opportunity. You know what I mean? You don't want to go to a nightclub to start out. You don't want to go anywhere that's an environment that's going to hurt you, physically hurt you or anything like that. So she's starting out in church, starting with this family here, basically is going to be a blessing. You know, be a blessing on her, be a blessing on her soul. G, basically, you know, these guys are a big blessing. So, like I keep on saying, without them, EICJ would be nothing, would be me. You know, all y'all probably out there want to know what EICJ stands for. Some of you guys do know, some of you guys don't. EICJ stands for my kids. You know, I'm doing this for my kids. You know, Elijah, Isaac, Caleb, and Jonah. And I do have a baby girl named Tati. But, you know, she'll have a clothing line under us or something like that, you know. So, you know, or she may be our stylist or something, dressing us up, because she love to dress.
Love you, Tati.
Yeah. So we're going to kick it next. But let me give you some more info about us. You can definitely, if you have any questions, you can find us on Facebook at, you know, Facebook.com/EICJ Records Inc., because EICJ Records was a past record label in the secular world, but now it's a gift that God gave into me that I think I need to give back to him. You know, so it's /EICJ Records Inc. You can reach us at Twitter at EICJ Records. If you want to email us, it's music@EICJ Records. Also, if you want to know more about these guys, hear the music or anything like that, EICJRecords.com. Simple as that. Put it in Google, EICJ Records. All of us will probably pop up on it somewhere. You know, so we look forward to that. You guys hitting us up, letting us know, and let us know what do you like about the show. You know, this is our first time doing it, so we apologize for the technical difficulties if you've seen a glitch, or if you're not, you know, it's cool. The devil's always trying to stop us from doing something that we want to do, that God put us to do. So with that said, we're going to kick off to Miss Kiara Santos. Her first solo single is Here
to Stay.
That's right. I like them to finish. I like them to finish their own because they know their tracks. I know all their lyrics. I'm their biggest fan in the world. I'll probably be in charge of the fan group when I get older and I can't manage them anymore or anything like that. And my kids taking over, I'll probably be in charge of their fan page or something. So Here to Stay. You want to talk a little bit about what's Here to Stay all about?
I wrote this song basically because I was inspired by I just wanted to write about people in this world who they want to shut God out of their lives. They're too scared to go to him. Being closed-minded and not open-minded enough to accept God into their lives and what God is all about. I mean, I understand that it can get confusing sometimes, but some of them just shut it out of their lives, and I just felt like they should just be more open-minded about it.
Effect beats and design. My distant ways were in need of something I could not see. That by finding you I would be on my way to glory. Break the walls down, make a way. Really need to know he's here to stay. Keep your strength up, don't run away. If you only knew the love you gave. Break your walls down, make a way. You really need to know he's here to stay. Keep your strength up, don't run away. If you only knew the love you gave. The life saved, so unashamed. Oh, I can't hold on for long until the old life I come from. Those memories that now believe. No, it wasn't working for me. Why have the chance and give it up? The love he offers, we can trust. Open your mind, that got you bound. 'Cause if you're lost, you can be found. Make a way. You really need to know he's here to stay. Keep your strength up, don't run away. If you only knew the love he gave. Break your walls down, make a way. You really need to know he's here to stay. Keep your strength up, don't run away. If you only knew the love he gave. So close-minded, I could have missed my chance to quit being stubborn and take his hand. So close-minded, I could have missed my chance to quit being stubborn and take his hand. Break your walls down, make a way. He's here to stay. Keep your strength up, don't run away. If you only knew the love you gave. Break your walls down, make a way. You really need to know he's here to stay. Keep your strength up, don't run away. If you only knew the love you gave.
I wake up in the morning, look into the mirror. I start to say a prayer that I'm gonna end all this despair. Yeah, like a backpack, I'ma put my city on, city on. Yeah, like a backpack, I'ma put my city on, city on. Yeah, like a backpack, I'ma put my city on. Got my city strapped up on my back, bars going hard like it's forged out the steel stack. B-town through the track, I see temptation setting up that trap. So I bees in that church, so I can stop that. 4th Street is where we do that at. We on the streets with them helping hands. We them truth dealers, homie, I ain't talking sands. But life can be a gamble though, when you be living in that 610. But I bring that light so you can see where you going. Through the city, I got that spirit growing. This is how I hold it down. Till the day I die, I put my city on. B-Town. I wake up in the morning, look into the mirror. I start to say a prayer that I'm gonna end all that's to spare. Yeah, like a backpack, I'ma put my city on, city on.
Like a backpack, I'ma put my city on. City on, city on. Yeah, put Easton on the map. To all my Christians worldwide, DJ bring it back.
Like a backpack, I'ma put my city on. Release you from the demons that did my city wrong.
I wake up in the morning, new generation. Thank God for his patience, here's my dedication. Never let another God try to carry me. Rep Jesus Christ all the way up Ferry Street. Rep Jesus Christ from Southside to Forks. And big up to my church home out there in North. This be the realest spit I ever wrote. For God so loved the world, the realest script I ever quote. Rover Nation praise God no matter what happened. For the boy that got killed by that bus right there on Northampton.
I wake up in the morning, look into the mirror. I start to say a prayer that I'm gonna end all this despair. Yeah, like a backpack, I'ma put my city on, city on.
Like a backpack, I'ma put my city on, city on. Like a backpack, I'ma put my city on, city on. The town that I live in is full of potential. It don't matter where you from, the hood or the ghetto. Wrong risk taken only come from the devil. Generations to come don't got the right example. Yeah, the lights fade and my heart starts racing. Fogged up, drink of dirty money's what they chasing. Don't they understand we have life, let's embrace it. Each and every person has a chance, so why waste it? See what people fear the most is being alone. The city we live in should be a place called home. Life ain't easy, so don't live it on your own. Step up to God and just kneel at his throne.
I wake up in the morning, look into the mirror. I start to say a prayer that I'm gonna end all this despair. Yeah, like a backpack, I'ma put my city on, city on.
City on, city on.
God bless, God bless. We are back on agaperadio.org. It's the EICJ Takeover Hour. We're taking over Agape Radio for this hour. You want to know what we're all about? You heard from G-Sep, you heard from Sodi, you heard from Kira Santos, and you also just heard her rap. So, you know, she just doesn't sing, she writes raps too.
She's a problem.
We can't wait to see more of that coming out. Because, I mean, when we did the show Sunday, she got a compliment saying that, you know, she has a rapping voice. So, you know, we need more of that. We need more young ladies rapping, you know, out there for the Lord. So basically,
I get tired of hearing Nicki Minaj. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Yes. None of that. You know, we're not gonna promote none of that going on. So, you know, you heard from Sodi, you heard from G-Sep, you heard from Kira Santos, and the guys are now asking me to talk about me. Well, I'm Stead, the entertainer. That name was given to me from a friend of mine, you know, basically because, you know, we've been in the music business for quite some time. I started out in the secular world when I was 16. I DJ'd, you know, went around DJing for big artists and all that. I'm not going to name drop because, you know what, they ain't going to pay me. So, but basically, you know, I used to do it all the time. You know, lately my father is a pastor. He's been a pastor for about 10 years now. So, you know, I came up to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to help him out with the youth, you know, and pastoring and all that. So, you know, he has a church out here. It's Pastor Tracy Robinson from Esperanza for Bethlehem. You can look him up, look us up, esperanzaforbethlehem.org. We also do shows, events, concerts once a month out there. And, you know, it's called Power Up. And basically, you know, it's good way to get out there. If you're an independent artist, you can also hit me up about that too. And, you know, we can definitely get you on the shows out there because it's a good way to get your music out there. You know, we offer you a stage. You know, you do poetry, you do spoken words, you do all that. We offer you that stage till you come out, and, you know, as long as it's for the Lord, you know, and we're not going to steer people the wrong way, we definitely have an open door for you. But a little bit more about EICJ Records. EICJ Records started out back in 2000 with my cousin, Dwight. You know, we started it together. You know, it took us a while to come up with the names. We came up with many different names. We had all artists under us, and we were under a big umbrella of a major record label out there. And so what we did was, we went out, we did shows in the secular world, but it wasn't as comfortable as it is with these guys. I call them family back then too, but the meaning now of a family is like these guys here. We'll do things together, we hang out together, we make jokes, we videotape each other making jokes and having a good time, and we take over shows. Back then we couldn't do anything like that. So EICJ Records back in 2008 was squashed, was dropped. After 8 years of rolling it on the floor out there in the world, we squashed it. I took some time and developed myself, take care of my family and my wife, beautiful wife, love you, of five kids, so basically, I took some time to find who I am. It's still 34 years old, still trying to find who I am. But you know what? I give it all to God. God, without him, this wouldn't be going on right now. Without him, without the mentorship of my father, my father, my pastor, my mentor who I look up to, without him, this wouldn't be going on too. So basically, that's EICJ in a little quick way because, 34 years old, don't want to give off too much. It'll probably take another 3-4 hours, like they said. We don't want to give off too much. But we're going to keep going here. Next time we come up, we'll have, EICJ back again in the studio, and we'll definitely have a little bit more music for you guys, have it straightened out. This is the first time we're doing it. So we appreciate you guys. Tuning in to agaperadio.org. And if you want to get in contact with me, it's music@EICJ Records, or basically just go on to EICJrecords.com and click on Contact Us. If you want to know more about GSEP, he has a page on there. Soul D has a page on there. Kara Santos have a page on there. I don't have a page on there because I'm not an artist. But if you're interested in knowing more about us, knowing what we're all about, EICJrecords.com, and you basically find everything about us on there. And again, like I said, this is our first time on Agape Radio. We've been on here with Melissa and Brother Terry, and man, we had a blast. And that was maybe about 6-7 months ago, and time is flying. Time is flying, and we're trying to do this to reach out to the youth and let them know that independent artists, if you're doing it for God, we can help you. We're here to help you. I've working with a lot of independent artists outside of these guys, giving them mentorship and all that. I'm not saying I'm the best cookie in the jar, but I can also help you. Take care of anything that you need to know, any guidance or anything when it comes to music. When it comes to the Lord, I can help a little bit with that, but I go definitely point you the right direction. My mentor, these guys, we do Bible study every Tuesday with our mentors, and it's a blast. I know we haven't done it in a while, but we're going to kick it back, keep it going, and having a good time with that. So, trying to think of more things to talk about here. I guess we're going to finish out this last 10 minutes listening to some GSEP, listen to Soul D, listen to more Kiara featured on there. So we look forward. One other thing, the Journey Tour. I completely forgot about it. That is a page on EICJrecords.com. What we're trying to do is, we know there's a lot of churches out there, a lot of ministry organizations out there that can't afford artists to come through. What we're trying to do is we're offering our service to you, not for any kind of funding, but for the opportunity to get out there to minister to your kids. Have GSEP come out, Soul D, Kara Santos. We all going to do this tour together, and we're going to have a good time. And we also have an opening act. He's not here with us, but he's Cypher. He's from Newark, New Jersey, and this is our opening act, and he's a very talented young brother, from New York, New Jersey, and it's going to be a good thing to have them on the tour with us. So if you're interested, EICJrecords.com, or if you know any church, if you know your youth pastor, is looking for artists to come through and you like our music, link them up to our EICJ page, EICJrecords.com. I can't say it enough. I'm saying it too much, but I'm going to put it in your heads. EICJrecords.com. And also, we also have in the top corner on our front page is our sponsorships. Is Agape Radio, Esperanza for Bethlehem, and the GOE movement. It's a clothing line by a talented brother. We'll probably have him next time up here to talk about it a little bit more. So if you're interested, click on those pages, visit them, have a good time. Look around the page, listen to the music that we have on there. We got videos on there, and we have music that you can download off of there too. So for this time, thank you for having us in your home. EICJ Records, I'm Stead the Entertainer, and we're going to finish off with some music, any music. We definitely have a good time. Were you trying to peek in? So, it's all fun and games. We all have a good time out here. I look forward to coming back again onto the show. It's all about having a good time. We're all family. EICJrecords.com, agaperadio.org. Y'all want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, our brothers and sisters. You want to say something real quick? Before I forget, I promised them I would do this. Alex, Chris Melendez, you told me you was going to be watching. I'm shouting y'all out right now. Those are the first people that ever gave me my first song. All I need was you guys for the first person ever played in their car.
Amen. Love you. Love you guys. Yeah. Thanks for the big support.
Anthony, too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's never too late. Believe that. It's never too late. It's never too late to turn away. Never too late to start today. Never too late to change your way. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late. It's never too late to say no. It's never too late to turn your back. Never too late to get yourself back on track. Never too late, homie, yeah, that's a fact. It's never too late. It's never too late to apologize. Talk for all the times that I fed you so many lies. Just trying to fit in, so I wore a mask as a disguise. Scared of my true identity. Was making friends with the enemy instead of believing people who wanted to be a friend of me. So blind to where these lies were sending me. Felt like this sickness never had a remedy to make me change, make me feel better. Instead of all the dark clouds or the stormy weather. Wanted to feel more alive, but it just made me feel dead. Thought I was running with a good grip, but to find out that I had no tread. It's never too late to turn away. Never too late to start today. Never too late to change your way. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late. It's never too late to say no. It's never too late to turn your back. Never too late to get yourself back on track. Never too late, homie, yeah, that's a fact. It's never too late. Feeling like you can't stand. Feeling like you're flying, but there's no safe place to land. Wanna retrace your steps like you walking through the sand, but they all washed away. It's never too late to change this day. From great to sunny, wrong to good, I speak to everyone, from the mansions to the hood. You know you ain't doing what you should. I can't judge, I know you just misunderstood. Yeah, I know you could, I know you can. Live your life to the fullest, just say when, yeah. Say when, yeah. I know you could, I know you can. Live your life to the fullest, just say when, yeah. Say when, yeah. It's never too late to turn away. Never too late to start today. Never too late to change your way. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late, yeah. It's never too late. It's never too late to say no. It's never too late to turn your back. Never too late to get yourself
just want to do this one straight through. Sweet Jesus. Hey, I just want to have fun with y'all. Just a little quick track. This is my thank you to Jesus. Look, I grew up watching preachers talk about you, but I never felt you for myself. And now that I got you in my life, there ain't nobody else. Cause your love means more to me than anything. When my friends left me like you said they would, never need nothing if you're not in that wedding ring. Jesus know that you in my life for good. I just want my friends to grow to like you, cause you're everything, you're up in the one. And if I didn't have you, I'd be lost forever. Having you make life so much fun. And I don't need to look for anyone, you're the one. Yeah. Look, this is just something that y'all know how much I appreciate Jesus. Everybody? Jesus, I need you to stay. We're gonna last forever. No, we ain't, cause he here. Yeah. Look, I'm about to go back in for y'all. You still got me on the beat, and I'ma spread the word through the streets. Everyone talk about the money and the fame, but you give me all of that, so they just don't compete. Never thought that I'd be rapping about you. And sorry if I was the one to doubt you. You take me beyond earth, space, outer. Yeah, boy, Jesus, say I can't live without you. I'm making music with you instead. I thank God for the chance to really do it. People always said I was gonna go places. Never believed, now I do it. Thank God, cause he knew it. And my past, God, I'm glad you got me through it. I don't know what else to really say, so I'm just gonna let this beat ride out. I'm out.
But we wanted to come back. We know, just joking. We technical difficulties. We're still learning. You know, this is new to all of us. So bear with us. Thank you. We still got a couple minutes to be with you guys in your home. Most of you are probably watching the debate right now.
Obama.
We just lost half of you guys. Sorry, come back. No, basically, you know, we like to say thank you for having us in the house. And we decided as a family that we love to do this every Wednesday. So if you want us to continue on Wednesday, we would love to hear your feedback. You know, we're going to tag this and put this on everybody's page on Facebook once it hit YouTube. So get ready. We're coming to your house. EICJ Records, the last 2 minutes. I want you to spit a bar.
Spit a bar?
One bar.
There ain't no thing but a chicken
wing. That was it. No, it's just 16. Let me hear you.
Look. All I see is humanity struggling to maintain its gravity. Wars out of this calamity, killing, famine, and tragedy. We ending our world before we're starting. Killing innocent lives to the youth before they wise, like Trayvon Martin. I'm sick of what the devil's trying to do. I didn't let him work on me, and I won't let him work on you. When I was young, I thought and I speak as a child. But now I'm older. Let me loose upon these demons like Christians gone wild. Bible in my strong hand, Lord in my mind. But I still remember those days when I was lost and I was blind. And Jesus heard my cry. He let me out of the storm. My brothers, he could get you out the cold and keep you safe and warm. So yeah, I'm out here thinking about the times where I could have been dead by myself in the street for the heat. Well, I did for weeks. But soon I meet, got sunshine on the cold and the meek. I never had a day without losing sleep, but they got every day that he still chose me.
Amen.
Amen.
And we all thank God that at the end of the day, he chose us.
Amen.
You know, so, and we thank you guys for choosing to watch us on agaperadio.org. And, you know, we probably going to fix it up where you can also watch us on EICJrecords.com. So from my family to yours, thank you.
God bless you.
God bless.
Sam, I love you.
Wow.
Herbie, brothers, I love you guys.
Okay.
All right. Chanel, you watching too.
Nice. No.
Yeah, it's for my homies out there, you know. We just vibing out. Yeah, love. This is for my crew and all the people in my town. Time to raise them up when they feeling down. This one's for my homies, this one's for the Lord. I'm taking off bags packed, about to hop aboard. I'm getting on the plane, changing up the game. Homie, you know I'ma keep it real. I ain't nothing to play with like a tour ACL.